everyone, Tim here again, and got you on the screen of our SPX credit spreads, which is our daily focus. We do a plethora of other types of trades, but the SPX credit spreads is where I like to spend a lot of the attention on. And as you can see over here, as we've got our records as far as what our best trades of the day were, on Thursday we had the 4,395 bullish put spread, paid 400%. And that was because when we sent out the email on Thursday morning, it was that we were looking for SPX to be green on that day. It was due that day. We've been looking for that. And we are at risk of Friday sell-off. And as everybody knows, Friday we did sell off. But inside of the email as well, scrolling down and scrolled through everywhere on here, this was the day after NVIDIA. NVIDIA had reported on Wednesday night, and NVIDIA helped as far as getting us green on that day. And what I had shown earlier in the year was my target, which was 227 for NVIDIA to retrace to in Q2. And we're already here. So in there, I threw out the credit spread for NVIDIA, which we could trade on the week. Sell the 235, 237 calls and buy the 240 calls. When that trade went out on Thursday, it was looking right around $1.10. As everybody knows, NVIDIA did not close up there. We wound up closing down here at 232.82. 232.86 was the close on Friday. Full credit, obviously you had to close the trade, so you're looking somewhere roughly around 70% on that trade that was thrown out there. But what we have here is a very, very interesting situation which took place on Friday. Bring you back over onto the screen, and this is what we saw here on Friday. I've looked at this over and over and over and over and over and over. This is the same person doing this trade. You can see here 999,999. There's obviously something methodical about it. And I'm looking at these as all being credit spreads. All being credit spreads for March 10th, March 24, March 31. This guy is looking into a bearish position on this. And these come out with a total credit 181,000, 165, 177, 186, 171,000. This is a bearish, very bearish setup that's come on here with this trade on its own. Come over here, and these were some of the big buys on the ask that took place on Friday. Didn't see any on the call side for very good reasons. But here's a $1.36 million short for April 21 on the 225 puts. Here's a March 17th 205 put trade, 222 grand. And then that same trader, you can see here 1021.27, 1021.37. Here's an 800 trade on the June 16th 200 puts, $984,000. So, you look through all this, and then you come over and you see the 180 puts for March 24th were very, very active on Friday. Over 15,000 at around $1.10, $1.15 was where the majority of it traded at. Not a large number in total, but this is a very, very active position, and there were some big sweeps that were happening on this. So somebody's obviously looking at March 24th and looking for a downward move towards, if not through, that 180 strike. And he's got a pretty large position right there. As you can see, there was nothing else going on that day in any way, shape, or form on the put side, except for this very active 180 puts for March 24th. So again, what we do, we go back to the charts, and the charts will tell you a story. And here's NVIDIA Thursday and Friday after the earnings report, after the move up, right up to that 238.28, which I was looking at 230 for being resistance. Obviously, we closed above resistance, and now everybody's out there saying NVIDIA's got a long way to go. Well, here's the NVIDIA for the year. This is just coming off of January. January 140, right there on your bottom, right down here in this buy zone. One gap, only one gap, but way back here. No gaps to fill on the daily during the course of this move. And then you've got your big earnings gap, which fills over here at 207.54. 400-day moving average right over here at 203. Your 50 and your 200, obviously very bullish as they crossed back here at the end of January. So you have a very strong setup and none of your major moving average supports until you get down here into this 180 zone, which is just going to continue to climb and should be up in the 200s by the middle of March. Then you've got your big 174 down here, your 50 retracement to the all-time lows. You got your 100-day moving average and your 200-day moving average. So everybody says, that looks pretty interesting. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong being short on Nvidia. Well, you come over here and you look over on your daily. Daily got a nice move up to where we needed to be, but most importantly on the daily, we now have a running sell divergence on the daily. So this is not good for you bulls. You bulls need to start looking at what your sell divergences are. But again, looking back here all the way to September 2020, when you came up into this level, this has been a very strong level to be in, and I'm not going to call this bearish or bullish, the move that this breakout has been. AI, no AI, don't give a shit. All I'm looking for is that boom. Yes, you are getting your warning that being very overbought over here on the weekly, as you have been over here when you hit your all-time highs, back over here when you hit your June 2021s, and back over here when you hit your September 2020s. The weekly is overbought, so yes, without any shadow of a doubt, looking for some downside movement on Nvidia. Our alert has already gone out. We are already in our position. And whether or not this guy gets paid on these 180 puts, if he does, we are laughing all the way to the bank with the strike and the date that we have on ours. So fantastic. Enjoy yourselves. Come into the chat room anytime you want, and let's make some money.